The wait for the trailer and title release of the fourth Avengers movie nearly drove the whole internet out of its mind. But now that it's out in the wild, it's raising way more questions than it answers. Here are the biggest questions we're left grappling with. For all its many characters from across the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Infinity War was ultimately a movie about Thanos. He set out on a genocidal mission, and at the end, he won. What's next? We all know that the Avengers have unfinished business with the Mad Titan, but what are Thanos' plans? The trailer only reveals the Warlord for the briefest of moments. Walking on the farm he appears to have retired to, just like he did in the comics. But what the comics don't tell us is what's going to happen next. Is Thanos simply done? Or is there a second phase to his plan? Does he know the surviving Avengers are coming for him, or does he not see them as a threat? Also, why farming? Does he just really like Stardew Valley? The mind boggles. One of the biggest questions swirling around Endgame is just when the story will be picking up. One long-standing theory is that the movie will begin after a time skip, picking up somewhere in the vicinity of 5 years after the events of Infinity War. But the first Endgame trailer neither confirms nor denies this theory, leaving the time period ambiguous. Some parts of the trailer, such as Tony Stark's doomed jaunt through outer space, feel as though they could be taking place within days of the end of Infinity War. Other parts, such as the reveal of the samurai Clint Barton, feel like they could be years down the line. It's to the trailer's credit that we can't decipher just when these things take place. Both options are probably true. There may well be a time jump, but it doesn't need to happen immediately. Right now, there's no way of being sure when this movie is taking place.
What year is it?
The Avengers' initial plan of attack against Thanos was actually going pretty good until Peter Quill lost it and went rogue. Thanks, Star-Lord. Although it is worth noting that Team Titan barely drew a drop of blood off Thanos. And he did whip Hulk with only one lousy Infinity Stone. So if brute force isn't going to win, what will? The Endgame trailer ramps up to a short exchange between Captain America and Black Widow. As Cap regards a picture of Peggy Carter, the two superheroes discuss their upcoming last-ditch plan. Just what are these two preparing to go do? And what does Peggy have to do with it? The hot rumor that's been running around for months now, based on leaks from the movie's production, is that the Avengers will use time travel to turn back the clock on their catastrophic defeat to somehow change Infinity War's outcome. Whatever they're doing, we hope it corresponds with Doctor Strange's mysterious plan. Remember, out of millions of possible outcomes, he only saw one way to victory. Let's hope the survivors see it too.
How many did we win? One.
After the exhausting Infinity War, we wouldn't blame you for sitting out on Ant-Man and the Wasp, but those who skipped out also missed out on a major cliffhanger, one that the Endgame trailer does away with in surprisingly casual fashion. In the after-credits scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Scott Lang's Ant-Man uses some Hank Pym technology in the back of his van to transport himself to the quantum realm, the underexplored microdimension of the MCU. It's a uniquely dangerous domain, one that the original Wasp was trapped in for years before finally being rescued by Scott, Hank, and Hope Van Dyne. As it turned out, Scott's jaunt into the quantum realm took place at the exact same time as Thanos' snap, leaving his partners on the outside dusted and him stuck inside with no obvious way out. So it was a surprise to see Scott turn up in the Endgame trailer acting as though nothing had happened. How did he get out? Did he use one of those time vortexes that Janet warned him about? If so, what year did he end up in when he left? There's this weird little detail hidden right in front of our faces. If you look really hard at the surveillance of Ant-Man waving at the camera, it almost looks like it says 1983. Did he pop out 35 years too soon? And what about Natasha saying it's the front door? Is this just a tricky edit? The ending of Avengers Infinity War had some tragic turns for everybody. Poor Scarlet Witch had to watch her beloved Vision die not once, but twice. And the first time, she was the one who had to kill him. When Cap lost Bucky, he lost both his best friend and his greatest link to the past. But Rocket lost everything. It was jaw-dropping to see how easy it was for Thanos to wipe out all the Guardians of the Galaxy. We have to wonder if there's some reason why Rocket was the only member of the team to make it out alive. Not only is Rocket still kicking, but last we saw him, he was stuck on Earth. Which is not the most fulfilling place to be when you look like a filthy raccoon.
What's a raccoon?
What's a raccoon? It's what you are, stupid.
Has he taken up a permanent place at some bar stool south of Wakanda? Or has he spent all this time building bombs? Either way, the trailer gives us no hints as to what he might be up to since Thanos killed all his friends. The man formerly known as Hawkeye has been missing in action for what feels like an eternity, but now he's back with a new name and an apparent thirst for blood.
Clearly retirement doesn't suit you. You got tired of shooting golf?
The trailer for Endgame seems to confirm all the rumors that Clint Barton will be taking up the mantle of Ronin for the fourth Avengers adventure, trading in his bow and arrow for the sword of a roaming samurai. But one thing it didn't confirm is what he's actually doing out there in Japan with that new costume of his. We can suppose with some confidence that Thanos' decimation killed off Clint's whole family. Why else would he have gone so nuts? It's rumored that Clint is in the land of the rising sun fighting the Yakuza, which is cool if true, even if it is somewhat out of nowhere. Other rumors further indicate that the Yakuza he's fighting aren't human people, but instead alien Skrulls, a tantalizing if totally unproven possibility. If he is killing Skrulls, how did he know they were here on Earth? Also, who is he working for, if anyone? Aliens or no aliens, what is the goal of this lonely warrior? We don't know, but we've missed you, Hawkeye. We know you would have gone for the head.